There's always someone who's going to need to have a need to get into real estate. I call it the 3Ds: desperation, divorce, or desire. You just got to do the thing you love, but mention that you do real estate. It makes it easier to make video and to do things when you're baking a cake and you're talking about interest rates. You know what I mean? Just put it together. Number one, I would say to always tap in with your compelling why. I think sometimes we forget why we're doing a thing because we let everything else get in the way. And I can tell you that in every time of my life, including real estate, there have been times in true candor where I've lacked and I haven't been doing the things that I know I could be doing, and it shows up in my work. But when I take a pause and say, okay, let me forget about the noise, right? Things are going to happen all around you environmentally. It's just the way it goes. But if I can get really tapped into why I'm doing it and let it be compelling enough, it's amazing how things will just move out of your way. How the obstacles, it's like that runner that's trained and has the muscle to jump over every hurdle. And regardless of what's happening out there, there's always someone who's going to need to have a need to get into real estate. I call it the 3Ds: desperation, divorce, or desire. You're going to find somebody that hits one of those categories regardless of what's happening economically. And if you could be that person to serve them, not because you're going to make commission, that's just a residual effect, but because you can be part of whatever's changing their lives. To me, that's what motivates me in real estate is the people, not the money, the purpose, not the provision. And so I just think people need to remember why they're doing things.
I remember asking you in our coaching group, because I saw, all of these views you were getting on your mindset podcast. And I was like, Chris thinks, how do I monetize that to real estate? And you were so focused on, it's not about that. It's about helping people and delivering to it. And I remember I was like, but it could be. How do you make that happen? How have you kind of structured that process? Because you had a major shift, I noticed, where you went from focused on this other business and real estate secondary. And then over the course of a weekend, I remember you just were like, I got it. And you just took off. I mean, your business took off. Your investor deals took off that you were doing. You did some luxury sales in there. What happened?
I think the big thing is, number one, was social media, because I get asked this question a lot with realtors and social media. What is the thing that you love to do? Is it baking? Is it quilting? What is the hobby thing that you love? Make videos about the thing that you love, because your following of people are going to be attached to that authentic version of you. But when you're talking about the things that you love, throw in that you're an agent.
Amen.
And because the one thing that I see is everybody's posting the house story, the tour, the this and that. And that's cool to put that in there. But for example, I remember speaking to a lady. She had just moved into town. She had just got her real estate license. She was a realtor years ago. She's a woman that was in her 60s. So she felt very insecure. All these realtors are young, blah, blah. I said, but what was that like, that move for you? What was that experience like, picking up your life, empty nesting and coming to Vegas and starting over? And so she's telling the story. I said, post that. Because now people who are in their 60s or even 50s or whatever that are making that transition, you just told a story, and they're going to want to pick up the phone and call you because they trust that you can help them through their journey. And then that's going to lead to referral business. So with my coaching, whenever I go places to coach, whenever I'm at networking events, I always mention that my other business is real estate. And I always try to have those conversations. I'm getting real commercial people now, wanting commercial property, but I'm like, I'll figure it out. I don't leave money on the table, but you just got to do the thing you love, but mention that you do real estate in the thing that you love. And it makes it easier to make video and to do things when you're baking a cake and you're talking about interest rates. You know what I mean? Just put it together.